Um, so tell me a little bit about your project. Tell me a little bit about Envienta.
It was in the year of 2015 when a couple of friends from Europe, all around Europe, got together for a few months to talk about a possible collaboration on something promising we might achieve in the long term. And our goal was to create an ecosystem for self-sustainable living and an open source framework for innovation that could support these goals. So we just think about, and don't forget that suffering from financial problems and lack of alternatives, a huge number of people cannot afford appropriate housing and access to resources and thus enjoy the benefits of sustainable technological innovations. So Envienta project was born as a next generation sharing economy model, a maker movement now, a community-based solution package, and ultimately a sustainable, cost-effective and decentralized socio-economic framework for the 21st century. And it is also a peer-to-peer open source platform cooperative which provides shared know-how, the blueprints, the products and resources for the members. And right now we are operating as a community-controlled initiative with full transparency and a registered non-profit organization in Spain and in Hungary.
Okay. And you kind of stepped into this a little bit, but what's the inspiration behind it? What's the driving force behind the idea?
The inspiration comes from the same trends in the open source software market, because we're saying exactly the same will happen to hardware. And it's a relatively new area, and due to the free access and source codes that cost nothing. But based on decentralized markets, there are plenty of affiliate services, so we are expecting exponential growth here.
Okay. And what will this mean for the communities that you're working with? What kind of impact do you expect to have?
Yeah, right now we have a large community. And we've been working hard in the past 2 years on our project. It seems a very slow process with this community, but considering the fact that our aim is to take huge part of the social, economical, and technological paradigm shift, we soon realized that we have to create frameworks and platforms instead of products and services for people. So these would be the outcomes and not the goals. So if you are talking about platforms and frameworks, we also have to concern the network of people, of course, a scalable organization model that enables more and more people to collaborate by free will. So in the past 2 years, it's about building our team from the network of experts. The model now is decentralized. Someone calls evolutionary teal, which is a purpose-driven organization. We put great emphasis on flat hierarchies and self-management tools and techniques at the same time with greater responsibilities on a personal level. So we are giving a human-centered environment for our members who are and partners who are joining our project, and we think that is the root of everything we could achieve.
And for the communities that you're serving, for the communities that you're working with, what's the impact that you foresee for them?
We have a theory of change, because when things we produce as communities or individuals and our homes become a mini IoT infrastructure, Internet of Things infrastructure that connect communities across regions, we think the economic paradigm will change. And that is important to make it happen, because we confronted with the facts, for example, the end of social safety and infinite growth, the huge inequality, the collapse of the market economy. It doesn't work anymore. And the climate change is here. So we must gradually shift to a harmonic, stable, science-based and inherently sustainable model for communities and for humanity.
Okay. And I suppose that starts to address this question, but in the future, where do you see this going? Given enough time, what does it become?
So how do we get in a world which is more sustainable than these days? So we think that technological progress could bring us abundance. And this is only possible if you provide access to every human being to open knowledge. And we created a plan from 4 phases. The first phase is the construction of an innovation and training center, which is also a working prototype of a self-sustainable lifestyle. we are able to show people what kind of world they can expect when we have free access to technology. Buildings are constructed in cost-effective ways using recycled raw materials, and thanks to the hydro and aquaponic systems, we are able to produce food locally, anyone. And these innovation centers can be visited, and during this time, guests will learn about useful techniques of self-sustainability. And these centers could be established in any part of the world, so it's a very scalable model. In the second phase, is the development of the teaching materials, because we think education plays a key role in helping people understand the essence of our vision and later assist in the realization. People involved in education will build their own buildings or even their own innovation and training centers, thus spreading the philosophy, which can become a worldwide movement and eventually a source of radical changes. We have a third phase, and perhaps it's most important, that the development of the Envienta platform, which collects open source projects and people, thinkers, developers, designers, makers, and in addition, we provide support for crowdfunding and decentralized manufacturing. The platform has the projects throughout their life cycle, and the participants to find each other. And we have a final phase, the fourth phase, is to establish a well-scalable decentralized manufacturing and distribution infrastructure. A large part of the investment can help create new manufacturing sites, co-working and maker spaces to support open source developments and eventually create local circular economies. And in fact, these sites will be the manufacturing capacity of the Envienta, and the outcome is the product portfolio itself, in double quote, because as Uber is the largest taxi service without cars, and Airbnb is the largest hotel network without real estate, so Envienta could be the largest manufacturer of open source high-tech sustainable products, but does not actually have to have its own design and manufacturing capacity. So I think that is the future we want to create.
Cool. And lastly, what do you see participating in this incubation program is doing for you? What are you hoping to get out of it? What can SDI do to support you?
As you see now, Envienta is a bit complex project, so SDI could help us to communicate more clearly what we aim to do in general. And there was the prototyping day, and the SDI's prototyping day, and with the help of others, we made probably the most wise decision about how we should go forward effectively. And although we have an initial coin offering in progress to get funding for the whole project, including these phases, but at the end of the incubation program, our future investors would more likely to invest into the core platform, which is a cost-effective process with a possibly huge impact by reaching millions of users in a relatively short time frame. So with the program, with you guys, we are focusing on software development from now.
Okay, great. That's all I got.
All right.
Very simple, totally painless, as I said. All right, cool.